I am curious. So you said like with Holland, he is the new shiny toy, but what new transfers coming in have you put in your team that are new to the Premier League or just have a new team within the Premier League?
Yeah, I don't think I put any of the, new transfers in, to be honest, at this point in time.
Quite
Meaning,
reserved.
yeah. I mean, transfers from outside of the Premier League, I haven't
Yeah.
put any of those on my team.
Have you put any from inside? No.
Yeah, Zinchenko. So
Okay.
Zinchenko's on my team, and I have Nico Williams on my team.
Hold on, before you start talking about your team anymore, let's just get it up. There we go. So now his team is on the screen, and I'll actually just have our teams up there as well, so that people can see for the rest of the episode our teams that me and Mac are going with, and your team. But yeah, no, go on. You said you had Zinchenko
and Nico Williams and Zinchenko. So those are the transfers that I have. Obviously, if I go with Holland, that'll be the one that I have that was transferred from outside the Premier League. But I still would want to keep an eye on the other thing. Like if you look at transfers from Bundesliga to Premier League, there is a between 25 and 50% drop in their overall performance when they transfer to the Premier League. And the best, I think, whoever came in from Bundesliga, I think was Aubameyang. And I think he was actually the Golden Boot the year he came in, but he still dropped like 25%. With regards to his attacking output. So I think even if, if Holland drops 20% and his goal threat's only, 0.7 goals a game, he's still going to be incredible.
Yeah.
But that's the thing I have a harder time with is just knowing how is that going? How is their ability to play in one league like Undav going to transfer to the Premier League? And it makes me nervous. So I like to see them for a couple of games first.
Yeah, it is quite interesting to try to evaluate like the retention of stats that you get between leagues if you transfer, right? Like Serie A to Premier League, we've seen with Lukaku, it's quite tough. But there are other players that have shown us that it's not, like Kulusevski at Tottenham. And it's so interesting to see the type of players and the different leagues that they're coming from and whether they do well or not. It's such a mystery. This whole Erling Haaland thing is still on my mind. It's such a mystery.
Even like season to season, like one name is Jared Bowen, who probably not many people had at the beginning of the season last season, then goes and gets whatever, like 20 goals or 20 assists, something in all competitions. And this season, he's obviously priced a lot higher because of that season, but I don't think many people are going to pick him again.
Yeah.
I'm curious to think, like, what do you think about him as an option? Because he is pretty expensive in a West Ham team that, you're never really sure how West Ham are going to do each season.
It's one of the most...
and they're playing are they in Europe again this season?
Not quite sure.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you just hope he's not going to be the Weghorst of the
Wegosaurus.
That was a fail.
Yeah.
Absolute fail. But there's been other players that have been similar to that. Sebastian Aller for West Ham comes into the Premier League, doesn't do anything, goes back to Ajax and has a double figures year again. So it's crazy how the leagues work. And then you see Ajax, I mean, they're going far in the Champions League last year, right? Yeah. So it's not like the team isn't good. They do well against high quality opponents, but for some reason I think it might be a confidence thing, a media thing, week in, week out you're playing against less quality or a lower quality other teams. So then maybe when you go to the Champions League you have more confidence going into it. I really don't know what it is, but it's so strange. Like how do you even evaluate that? Do you just look at the straight stats, like the numbers, and say, okay, this player coming from this league, usually, like you said, the Bundesliga, there's a 20 to 50% drop.
Yeah. I just have to watch them. I mean, that's the one thing is like, I to be honest, I look at the stats, but I don't like the stats because you could literally like pass the ball to Bruno Fernandes back right in front of your goal and he can run all the way down the field and score and you got an assist, right?
Yeah.
Or you could just have a ball that somebody else shot right off the side of your leg and then Harry Kane knocks it in and you got the assist. So I really like to watch the games. That's the other reason I love watching the games is I love to see who looks like they're ready to do something. Even if they're not scoring, you just know, oh my gosh, they are playing. Like, I think there was one time we were watching Bruno and you were like, he is just incredible. Like he is just spraying the ball everywhere. Yeah. Something is going to happen. And you can see that. So I like the eye test myself.
Okay. Yeah. It's probably the best way you can go about things if your soccer IQ and knowledge is good enough to read the game and see how players are playing.